Hey everyone, this is Fabio and welcome back to a new video, and today we are going to talk about upcoming RPGs. More specifically, this is not one of those videos like listing or all of those upcoming games for 2022, simply because there is already a bajillion of those. And sorry, just try to find a more comfortable position. And it's not the purpose of my channel to discuss gaming news because I don't really follow them, to be honest. But rather, after I saw one of those videos listing all the upcoming RPGs, I tried to write down which are the most interesting ones to me, so that I wanted to discuss this on my channel. And ideally, what I want to do is to get you to make some comments on the video and discuss which are the most interesting to you, so we can compare notes in a way. Could be fun. We'll see. Obviously, that there's like so many games coming up this 2022 and beyond, of course. And in the case of RPGs, again, plenty of games. So let's just start because there's a lot to talk. Naturally, I mean, the most interesting to me, and I would say perhaps the only certified day one purchase in my case, no surprises, will be the Legend of Heroes games. Shocking, I know, call the press. After all, it's my favorite series, and we're finally gonna get the official releases of the Crossbow games, because of course I know about the Geofront versions and all of that online, but I always wanted to have the official versions. But I have set out a couple of rules specifically for Legend of Heroes. The first one we should get ideally this year is of course a Zero no Kiseki, or Trails of Zero. So part 1 in the Crossbow duology. And following up this one, there's Ao no Kiseki, Trails of Blue, Trails of Azure. And in the future, there's going to be Hajimari no Kiseki and Kuro no Kiseki. And with Nayuta stuck in the middle somewhere, but who cares about Nayuta, to be honest. With the Crossbow games, I've decided I will get the physical versions only if they're released on the Switch. If they will release digital versions only on the Switch, that's fine. I'll get those because after I already own physical versions of those games on PSP, the original releases. I will not get physical versions of these games on PS4, to be honest, with Legend of Heroes games, because they are so long, and in general, playing long RPGs on PS4, it's like, oof, it's a big time investment. Even it feels bigger than on Switch. Then the time is the same, but portability is better for RPGs. There are no two ways about it. So yeah, perhaps you can say I'm not a true fan of the Legend of Heroes series. I don't care. Because as I already own physical versions, I absolutely don't care about double, triple, or quadruple dipping. To me, it's not a way to show you're a real fan or collector of a specific series. The important thing is enjoying and playing the games. What a shocker, I know. So yeah, that's the only thing. With Zero and Ao no Kiseki, to me will be exclusive on Switch. Ideally physically, but if they're only digital on Switch, that's fine, I don't mind. With Hajimari and Kuro no Kiseki, it depends what they'll do. Like for Kuro no Kiseki, I'm pretty sure they're not planning, for now at least, a Switch release, because it's, I don't know, I don't even know when the game will be released. So for now, I'll say PS4. Hajimari, I'm ambivalent towards both Switch and PS4. Again, it depends what they'll do. With Nayuta, it's the least interesting to me by far, since it's a spin-off of Legend of Heroes, it's not part of the official timeline. I'm okay with that being digital on Switch. But even on PS4, to be honest, like, it depends probably like which one is the cheapest, and then we'll see. But yeah, who gives a shit about Nayuta? But for the big Kiseki games, I think that's the general plan. So following the obvious, painfully obvious Legend of Heroes section, let's move to other games because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8, 10, 16 games to talk about, which I've written down on my toilet paper here. So let's get the painful news out of the way. I'm pretty sure I will not play Dragon Age 4. I only saw a very short trailer. There's a lot to talk about this game, because I mentioned this because I'm currently playing and I'm very close to the end of Dragon Age Inquisition. Really enjoy the game, so of course I want to play the entire series now. But 4 seems to be PS5, Xbox, whatever, and PC. So, alas, not for me, because I'm not planning on buying a PS5. Xbox, what is Xbox, and PC, who cares? So, but it's okay. I mean, it's absolutely not a priority. And I also have to play 3 games in order to catch up with the full story, so there's certainly no rush. And also, we know next to nothing about Dragon Age 4. And it's very, as I said, like, there is a lot to say, but more about the state of BioWare and its relationship with EA. Because in my opinion, Dragon Age 4, it's kind of the last shot with BioWare. So, but I'm not gonna pick it up or play it anytime soon. 4 more curious RPGs that, again, these are not, certainly I'm not in a rush to get any of these. So there's Babylon's Fall, I'm pretty sure PS4, which looks interesting, like an action RPG by Platinum, which that's a big double thumbs up because I love Platinum action games. But I only saw a very short trailer, and it seems that it's quite focused on co-op, which I don't particularly care about that. But again, for what I understand, we know very little about it. I just saw a very short trailer, so it's certainly not a priority. Next, Eiyuden Chronicle, the spiritual successor to Suikoden. It's interesting. Like, I'm not a huge Suikoden fan because I haven't played most of the series. I only played Tierkreis on DS, and it wasn't impressive. So again, not in a rush. I think the cool factor of this game is it's the spiritual successor to Suikoden, because Suikoden, it's a Konami series. Konami, it's a pitiful shell of its former self. So, but at this game, it's at least 2023 for what I understand. So again, no rush. This is interesting. Dragon Quest X, I guess Dragon Quest X, there is an offline version of the game that might come on Switch, apparently. That'd be interesting. Not a priority, but we'll see. I'm more interested in Dragon Quest 12, to be honest, and see what they'll do with that. I hope that will be released at least on PS4. Switch would maybe ask a bit too much, but who knows? I mean, with 11, the best version was the Switch one, so... and the final curious one, it's another Eden, The Cat Beyond Time and Space. So for what I understand, this was a mobile game that now might come on Switch, and it's a crossover between another Eden and Chrono Cross. And it's like a turn-based RPG. That's curious, to be honest. I saw a snippet, a trailer. It looks very nice and colorful. Again, interesting, certainly not a priority though. Now, let's move. Now that we got the less interesting one out of the way, let's move to what I'm the most interested into. So we have 4 games which they're not necessarily day one purchases, but these are the ones I'll try my best to get, if not day one, as soon as possible, because to me these are kind of the best RPGs we're gonna get in 2022, in my opinion, of course. First and foremost, let's get, again, probably the most hyped, or one of the most hyped, out of the way, Triangle Strategy. Of course, I mean, I think if you like RPGs and you own a Switch, that's the biggest game of the year. It's very hyped, everyone is looking forward for that. It's, again, spiritual successor, if that's the right word, to Ogre's Battle and Tactic Ogre. Probably Tactic Ogres would be the most correct thing to say. So it's a strategy RPG by Square Enix with what it looks like, the engine from Octopath Traveler, I mean, that's a must on the Switch. It's gonna be amazing, I know it. It looks super nice and super interesting, and strategy RPGs are just the best. How can I not be super interested in Triangle Strategy? I'm not put my money on the pre-order yet, but it's very likely I'm gonna do that eventually. Next we have Star Ocean: The Divine Force on PS4. I love the Star Ocean series. I still need to play plenty of games in the series, but this new one was completely out of nowhere. I really didn't expect a new Star Ocean game. Probably 99% of us didn't expect a new Star Ocean game, because the last one was really didn't do well. So again, very surprising, and again, this game needs to do well if Star Ocean wants a second chance. Let's hope it will be a sort of Fire Emblem Awakening kind of situation. I just saw a brief trailer like everyone else, and I was very impressed. Again, just the fact that Star Ocean is still alive, it's a massive plus to me, and I look forward for the Divine Force. I have no idea if it's going to be 2022 or 2023. It seems this year, probably later, but who knows, we'll see. Next, another one that a lot of JRPG fans are salivating at and looking forward to, it's obviously Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Yeah, obviously, it looks really nice. I mean, I'm very interested into it, and don't have much to say because for all of these games, I just saw trailers. I don't delve too deep into like news, info, like developer stories. I don't care about that. I'm just like, okay, that's a trailer. I'm interested in that. Probably when we'll get closer to release, I'll look, read, or see more. But that's just how I operate. So, but Grand Blue Fantasy, it's a kind of a must on PS4 for JRPG fans, I'll say. As I said, it looks very bright and colorful and gorgeous. It's a big open world RPG. Why not? And finally, I would say this is the surprise of the year to me. This game came completely out of nowhere, to me at least, and that it's Marvel's Midnight Suns. Technically it will be released on everything, but I think I'm leaning more towards PS4 for this one. Even maybe Switch, PS4 is more likely. And because it's so weird to me, because I'm not a big fan of Marvel. I mean, certainly I don't give a shit about the comics, that's for sure. The movies, I'm done with Marvel Cinematic Universe after Endgame. Everything afterwards, I don't care. I might be interested in watching Doctor Strange 2 whenever that will be released, but with that, I really don't care anymore. So, and honestly, even during the movies and before the movies, I've never been a big fan of Marvel. However, a RPG, specifically in this case a strategy RPG, like featuring superheroes and stuff like that, that's very interesting on the other hand. Because again, like to have an RPG featuring Iron Man, Wolverine, and like Marvel heroes, and specifically a strategy RPG, that's super intriguing. And it's supposed to be very reminiscent of XCOM, after it's made by the same developers of XCOM. That's very interesting. The only thing that perplexes me a little bit, and I need to see a bit more, it's supposed to have a card mechanic as well, which like it's already strategy RPG. Why a card system as well? But maybe like it's just how the skills are presented. I mean, I know very little about it still, but it's very interesting. It looks cool. You can like customize your main character, the hunter, I think it's called, or huntress, I don't know. And then you form this team of various Marvel heroes. That's cool in a strategy RPG. Gameplay style, sign me up. It looks super interesting. So these four are the RPGs I'm looking forward the most in 2022, ideally. Next, we have quite a few more games which I'm interested, but not as much as these previous four. And I'll certainly not get this day one, but as I love to say, I'll get to them eventually. So we'll start with The Cruel King and the Great Hero on Switch, simply because it looks so charming and adorable and different. I saw the trailer and it really caught my attention, so I wouldn't mind playing this. Next we have Monarch. which seems a very SMT-inspired RPG set in school, very dark and all of that. Obviously, I'm a fan of those games, so sure, why not? I'll check it out. Sea of Stars, a lot of people are very excited about this game because I would say it's kind of the nostalgia boner of the year with this game, because it looks like a super version of Chrono Trigger on steroids, basically. It looks gorgeous, I have to say. I really like the art direction, the graphics, the style. Absolutely something that I will like to play. It's just not a priority, but if I'll find it for a decent price, I'll absolutely get it. As a day one, not necessary. Dark Deity, a sort of like old school Fire Emblem inspired game, so again, sign me up. Again, I don't remember if this will be available on Switch, which again, it's always for me the console of choice when discussing RPGs, with some exceptions. But all of these that I'm talking about now are all for the Nintendo Switch. So Dark Deity is a strategy RPG, like very serious and dark in tone. As said, like heavily inspired by early Fire Emblem games. So no waifus and nothing like that, perhaps, we'll see. But it looks very cool. I mean, I love my strategy RPGs. And speaking of strategy RPG, something that's been announced forever ago is Digimon Survive. I'm not particularly a fan of Digimon and Pokemon games. However, I've played... where is it? I played a bit of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, or whatever you call it. And I have to say, I liked what I played. It's a lot of fun. Kind of different from Pokemon, even though the idea seems very similar. You create these Digimonsters and stuff. Again, I liked what I played, in turn-based RPG or something. Survive looks cool, as sort of the isekai idea, and then you have to, I guess, find and create powerful Digimon to survive. It's supposed to be a strategy RPG. Again, I love those games, so... And, it was announced a long time ago. It's taking an awful long time to be developed, but we'll see. I mean, I'm still interested in it. Next, we have two more strategy RPGs. I mean, this is going to be the year of strategy RPGs. Advance Wars 1 and 2, of course, the reboot of those GBA classic games. Very nice. And next, we have Metal Slug Tactics. Again, very cool, kind of out of nowhere. Never expected a Metal Slug strategy RPG, to be honest. It looks nice. I mean, it's Metal Slug, it's cool. Between the two, I would give precedence potentially to Advance Wars 1 and 2, but neither of the two is exactly on the top of my list. But if I'll find them, I'll play them, because they look very nice. And that's it, I'll say. These are the RPGs I'm looking forward to the most. As I say, ideally 2022 plus maybe 2023, because I don't know about certain games if they will actually be released this year. But definitely let me know what you think. What are your most the RPGs you're looking forward to the most this year? Let me know in the comments. Let's try to have a discussion. Could be fun. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Take care.